It was a quiet evening in the Igbo village of Umuokpara. The moon hung low and full, casting a silver glow over the thatched roofs. Then a cry pierced the stillness. "Leopard!" Leopard in the marketplace. Villagers spilled out of their homes, clutching lanterns. The animal stood at the edge of the marketplace, its eyes glowing unnaturally in the moonlight. It did not snarl or charge, it merely stared. The people froze, fear clawing at their hearts until the creature slipped silently back into the darkness. Adanna, an 18-year-old girl with bright eyes and a quick mind, tossed restlessly on her mat that night. In her dream, she stood in the forest, surrounded by mist. A leopard with golden eyes stepped forward, and her name echoed in the air. "Adanna!" The creature moved closer, and as it touched her arm with its paw, she jolted awake. Her heart raced as she glanced at her arm, where a strange leopard-shaped birthmark glowed faintly. At dawn, the village elders gathered in the sacred square. Elder Obi, the oldest and most revered, raised his hand for silence. "This is no ordinary leopard," he said gravely. "It is a warning, a shadow from the past." The villagers exchanged uneasy glances. "What past?" someone asked. Elder Obi paused, then shook his head. "Some truths are too heavy for the ears of the young." That evening, Adanna confronted her mother, Nena. "Mama, why do I feel connected to that leopard? Why is this mark on my arm?" Nena hesitated, her face clouded with guilt. "Your father, he was part of a secret ritual long ago. Something went wrong, Adanna. The leopard, it is tied to us, to you." Adanna's heart sank. The answers she craved seemed only to deepen the mystery. Determined, Adanna visited the village oracle, a woman with painted skin and piercing eyes. Smoke curled around the shrine as the oracle stared into her cowrie shells. "You, child, are marked by destiny," she whispered. "The leopard's shadow looms over your family. To save yourself, you must find the truth. But beware, the truth cuts deeper than claws." The next night, screams erupted from the farmland. Villagers rushed to the scene to find a farmer clutching his bloodied arm. "It was the leopard!" he gasped. Panic spread like wildfire. The villagers, now convinced the leopard was a curse, began calling for a hunt. As the villagers sharpened their weapons, Adanna wrestled with her thoughts. "This is my burden," she whispered to herself. That night, while the village slept, she slipped out with only a lantern and her courage. She was determined to follow the leopard and uncover its truth. In the forest, Adanna followed the leopard's tracks. The path led her to an ancient part of the woods, where trees bore strange carvings and an eerie silence hung in the air. She knelt to touch one of the symbols, feeling a jolt of recognition. This place held secrets that spoke to her very soul. Adanna returned to Elder Obi, demanding answers. With a heavy sigh, he told her the story. "Many years ago, your great-grandfather broke a sacred pact with the leopard spirit. He stole its treasure, and the gods cursed your bloodline. The leopard is not here to destroy. It is here for justice." That night, Adanna ventured deeper into the forest. The leopard appeared again, its eyes glowing. But instead of fear, she felt calm. It spoke, its voice deep and haunting, yet familiar, her father's voice. "Adanna, the time has come to right the wrongs of our past. Only you can break this curse." Meanwhile, the hunters returned empty-handed, and the village descended into chaos. Crops began to wither, and livestock fell ill. The villagers accused Adanna's family, calling them cursed. "Bring us the girl!" they demanded. Guided by visions, Adanna found a hidden cave in the forest. The walls were covered in carvings that told the story of the pact between the leopard spirit and her ancestors. At the center of the cave was a pedestal where something had clearly been taken. Elder Obi revealed the final piece of the story. Her great-grandfather had stolen a golden leopard statuette, breaking the sacred bond. "It was greed that doomed us all," he confessed. Adanna returned to the forest and faced the leopard. It demanded the statuette be returned. "Bring it to the sacred cave," it growled. "Only then will the curse be lifted." Adanna pleaded with the elders to let her retrieve the statuette, which was locked away in their shrine. "You will bring ruin," they shouted. But Adanna was undeterred. Under the cover of darkness, Adanna sneaked into the shrine and retrieved the statuette. Holding it in her hands, she felt its weight, not just physical, but the burden of generations. At the sacred cave, the leopard spirit appeared in its full form, towering and majestic. "Do you come with a pure heart?" it asked. Adanna knelt and offered the statuette. "I come to make things right." The cave filled with light as the leopard accepted the offering. The mark on Adanna's arm faded, and the air in the village seemed to lift. The crops grew green and lush again. The villagers celebrated Adanna's bravery, showering her with gratitude. The elders vowed to never let greed poison their hearts again. Adanna stood tall, her name forever etched in their history. One evening, as Adanna walked through the forest, she saw the leopard's shadow moving silently alongside her. She smiled, unafraid. The bond was restored, and the shadow was no longer a threat. It was a guardian. If you find this story interesting, don't forget to leave us a like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.